Hello, and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is Dave, and I'll be your keeper of arcane lore for this session of Call of Cthulhu. Today we are continuing our playthrough of Nameless Horrors with me running the scenario Bleak Prospect, and you can get your own copy of this scenario and the book from Chaosium.com. You can find all of our collected VODs over on the Chaosium YouTube channel, and we do stream live each Friday at 5 PM Pacific. I want to give a thank you to Roll20 and Sirenscape for being tools which we use to improve our games. And without further ado, let's return to the scenario at hand and reintroduce our bleak investigators, our poor sad people who have had trial after trial. And I've got great news though, it's only going to get worse from here. So, last session, we met our investigators who all live in this Hooverville outside of, Crowley. And we learned that one of your daughters is missing, having vanished in the night. Another investigator's partner also immediately suffered a violent death, and you decided to head into town to do some investigation yourselves. Now, two of you have cornered one of the suspects that you think may have involved. You've pulled him into his kitchen at gunpoint, and another one, James, has while trying to conduct an autopsy on the body of one of the deceased, was captured in the hospital by the police and does have some explaining to do. So we'll hurtle around the table, everyone can reintroduce ourselves, and then we'll jump back in. Jackson, do you want to go ahead and kick us off?
I'd love to. Hey, I'm Jackson, and I'm playing Maureen Frayne, who I do declare is a Southern belle who's fallen on hard times. There we go. That was my in. If you watched the last episode, you know what I'm talking about. That was my in. Now I'm in. The accent will be flawless for the rest of the game. He's fallen on hard times after her husband passed away, but fortunately, her one link to clinging to life was her daughter, who's now gone missing. God damn it. So she's going to find her, and this can be hell to pay wherever it took her.
Tough hang. All right, terrific. Up next, James.
Absolutely. I am playing Nathaniel Coombs. I've got my hands held behind my back as I'm escorted to a police car, and I'm yelling, "No, I didn't kill him. There's energy sacs inside the corpse. I'm a doctor."
And they are ignoring you, putting you into the thing, and treating you like the crazy man you are. Terrific. And lastly, Alex.
Yeah, I did not hear energy sacs there. That's not what I heard. I'm Alex. I'm playing Professor Carl Rothstein, who was relatively recently a fairly prestigious professor at the university studying the kind of physics where you spend a lot of time looking at the stars. I'm sure that'll be something he loves to do for the rest of his life. Currently assisting a good friend Maureen, whose wonderful daughter was helping me with some of my experiments in Hooverville. I'm trying to keep up with my research. I nearly got shot in it. I may need to change my pants.
Yeah, you guys had a cunning plan involving sabotaging a car and then pointing a number of guns at someone. And it worked well. And, you know, yeah, you can't really fault these things. All right, terrific. Let's kick off returning to Dr. Coombs as Jim. So what's happened is you hurtled back to the Hooverville, gathered the body, the corpse, and then tore across town in daylight to smuggle it into the hospital. You were able to cut it open in the autopsy suite, and inside you uncovered a number of horrible changes to the body. I mean, the skin has turned into like paper. Even a drop of water begins to dissolve through it. The bones are brittle, porous to the point of being more akin to chalk than anything else. And nestled inside the abdomen are a number of black, grape-sized egg sacs that you detected some movement within when suddenly someone must have seen you come in. One of the nurses or something alerted the police, and then you hear a hammering on the door, flies open, a number of coppers all come swarming in. You're slammed up against the wall, you're protesting, and as you look back and as you're dragged away and hauled towards one of the cars, you think you can even make out something sort of writhing inside the corpse.
If I may, for aesthetic purposes, may I be dressed in an autopsy gown? Like I robed myself up, so I've got the little plastic thing over the front. And I will be, I'm yelling, incoherently the whole way. You can't do this to me. This is ridiculous. I'm a doctor. The whole world's gone mad, sort of thing.
Yeah, hell yeah. They bundle you into the back of the car and give you a curt, "You were, sir, but that's not the world we live in anymore." And then there's a boop. I don't think these cars make siren sounds, and the cars peel away. Now, you did have a brief opportunity to cross over with Art's character, Arthur Priestley, and there was an exchange of information here. They told you a bit about some of the other people they'd uncovered, the idea of this Midas Circle conspiracy, and Arthur told you where he had stashed the journals that had the rest of this information, as he is also in an adjacent police car being taken away for interrogation. From here, you are pulled back towards the police station. You're bundled into a room towards the rear and left to dwell, ponder your mistakes for a short period until someone will come to interrogate you. Are there any steps you want to take before someone comes to speak to you? Did you try to sleight of hand a scalpel down the front of your robe? Do you try and present yourself as best as possible? What's your strategy, Dr. Coombs?
Well, you're with the police. Look, I think that this is probably Coombs losing the last shred of connection to his last life that he had. He's not going to be able to rely on being able to get medicine, and he sees this as the end. He's also pretty sure that he could be infected. The whole world could be infected. So
yeah.
Yes, let's go wild. I think that, yeah, could I have tried to instead of sleight of handing a scalpel, sleight of handed a sample, one of those egg sacs. When they went in, could I have gone no and thrown myself upon the body? I'm not done before I get dragged away.
Yes, you absolutely can. Any opportunity to make egg to skin contact. Go ahead and make
I'm fully gloved.
Yeah, sure you are. Let's see what happens when you push this roll that you're gonna fail. Make a
Okay.
So James, I think this is sleight of hand. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go.
That's actually really close.
I'm
Yeah.
locking
Got
it.
plenty of luck.
Are you
I'm
spending
sure.
11 points of luck?
I'm locking it. I want that. I want that egg.
I'm so
think it's the right
excited about
call.
that for you, James. I am hugely grateful to you. Okay.
So that brings me down to 9 luck.
Yes.
And I've got an egg.
We've talked about
Egg.
it before. There are certain roles where you can just feel like that's a big clue and you want to spend it now because it's going to make your life easier later.
This is not one of those. This is a huge
Damn it.
clue. You want to spend it now because it's going to make your life a lot tougher immediately. Which is equally as important, I want to be clear. Okay, well then with that in mind, you're left in this room for a short period waiting for someone else to come in. It's cold. And the temperature has dropped. There's no sort of like insulation or heating in here. Yet, despite all that, you can feel bundled inside your sort of right pocket, wrapped in one of the plastic gloves that you use to conduct the surgery, something is growing against your thigh.
I would like to get it out and start to examine it. I'll take it out, like put it into the corner. And start to try and learn more about this thing.
People are coming and going, walking. You can see them through like a window on the other side. So you're trying to do it surreptitiously. You stay seated and then you sort of worm your hand into your pocket, connect with the node and begin to tug when you feel your flesh move along with it a little bit as it appears to have tried to bore its way through your pocket already and begin to graft yourself to your skin. It currently feels like a cyst or something, like it is a portion of your own skin that you are attempting to tear away.
I will try and get it out immediately.
Okay.
I'll dig this thing out if I need to.
Do you want to try and go for like a medicine roll to do this remotely surgically, or are you just going for rip it off?
Let's go with the medicine roll and see if I can do it fine.
You've got the skill suite for it. I think that's fair.
I will use my last 9 points of luck.
Hang on. This one's more a risk if you take a bit of damage by just ripping it off. You can, if you want. This can translate into some information as well.
No, I'm gonna. I've put myself down to 0. We're here. I've had my bit. The doctor is in.
All right, okay. You slide your hand inside, get a nail up and under it, and like removing a leech, you're able to squeeze against it and withdraw the thing out. Still wrapped inside the plastic glove you were using, you put it on the table, cross your hands in front of it, and put your head down a little bit as if you're like thinking, and stare down at this opened glove where it looks like a moldy chocolate bar or something has melted inside. This is definitely no longer a sack. This is a about golf ball sized growth of muscle and bulging skin, little like nodules all around it. No visible teeth, but it does appear to immediately start to sort of suckle onto the wood underneath, and you can feel where your skin was as you put your hand inside the pocket and feel the hole that this thing bored through. Your skin feels like almost like eczema. Like it's like it's very scaly underneath it there, as if it like sucked away the moisture from the area through only a brief period of contact.
This isn't a disease, it's a parasite. Ugh. Okay. I need to get. Did they tossed in a sandwich or anything like that?
Nothing so far, and you're certain they'll return soon.
I'm going to
not have a legal right to a sandwich. That's like
you do it. You do if you waive counsel and your call, then you're allowed the sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm tempted at this point. I think I hold myself at bay. I functionally start to research the thing. What I'm hoping for is I can get to a point where I can like put some salt on it and see if it shrivels up immediately, and we can be the salt, and you know, have a weapon against these things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You can kind of, if you just want to drop a really heavy book on it, you're pretty sure to kill it.
Yeah, I start to experiment the process and get the parameters of what this thing doesn't like.
Okay, so you rolled that medicine. So you locked it down to a success. You can hear people coming. You are going to have to make a decision between either trying to kill this thing and immediately flattening through the book, or jamming it back in your pocket or putting it somewhere. You do not appear. It seems to be particularly. It does not seem particularly dangerous. It is slow moving. It has no visible teeth. You do not feel pain where it drained you, like where it like latched on. But it did appear to be sucking some kind of energy or vitality from you. It has swollen in reaction to that.
I squish the shit out of it.
Okay, all right. There's a rattle of keys in the door. A shadow falls across it, slides, and you let your hand fall down, smashing this thing across the table, and then sliding it across the back to splatter against the wall. Throughout the following conversation, you will occasionally dart your eyes across to it to see if it's moving, but it appears to just be paste at this point. Whatever it was has been thoroughly schmacked. The keys rattle and the door swings open. And stepping inside is a man who will identify himself as Captain Delure, and he is the gentleman that leads the police in Crowley. He comes forward, draws out a chair, and sits down across from it. And he says, "Mr. Coombs, I understand."
Dr. Coombs, Captain, thank you.
Dr. Coombs, I understand you were found breaking and entering in a hospital where you previously worked. You were also found in possession of an yet identified corpse. Would you like to explain yourself?
Not until I've spoken to counsel.
There'll be no counsel here today, sir. This is a quick and easy case. I'll get your statement and then we'll resolve it as necessary. Now explain to me what you were doing and why.
My statement is that I would like to speak to counsel. I don't understand why I can't. I need advice and protection under the law.
He steps up and heads towards the door, knocks on it, and it's opened, and a large-looking thug policeman is standing on the other side. He beckons him in, and then when they're both on the interior, he closes the door and draws down a little shade on the other side. And as he steps back towards the chair, the big one comes around the side to flank you. As he does, his boot slides through the mass that you'd splattered against the wall, and he looks down at it for a moment, but then returns to his looming. Captain Delure says, "Sir, you misunderstand this situation. You've been found with a body. You're to explain yourself immediately and thoroughly. This is your best chance of getting out of here intact."
Well, before you have your man start smacking my skull against the table, you should know I'm looking into a potentially incredibly deadly virus. And I might be infectious.
And how does this explain the corpse?
Well, research.
That involved bringing a deadly virus into a populated city? You're a madman, sir.
Potentially.
All the same, that hardly clears you of blame. You're from the Hooverville, aren't you? One of those downtrodden sorts.
I am downtrodden right now, that's right.
You understand you're not to use these sorts of facilities. This is for people that can still afford them, people that can pay for them, people that can add to this society rather than just draw away from it.
During a national emergency like this, I figured that these standard rules didn't apply.
You assume incorrectly, sir. All right. Sounds like all I need to know. I'm going to pass this up the chain, and you'll stay here for the night. We'll get in contact with you if you have any more questions, but understand that you're not to leave this area, and you're to behave yourself as long as you're here.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Very well. He steps up, and his large friend returns with him. As they head away, you'll hear them just on the other side as it closes saying, best get in contact with Mr. Rossetti. He'll be interested in hearing about this. And then they flank away, heading further into the facilities. You're going to be left alone again for a period. You provided no food, no nourishment. You are in a fairly close to barren cell with little more than a table, chair, and slimy stain on the wall to keep you company.
It sounds kind of like where I've been sleeping recently.
It's not that different.
You know, honestly, I can't probably catch a few Z's.
Yeah, the roof is a lot more stable here, truth told. It's kind of an improvement. Okay. All right. You curl up in the chair and try and find some rest. We'll park you there for the moment as we return to our good friends, Maureen Fried and Carl Rothstein, who have taken a man at gunpoint.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
We're
dear.
nailing this scenario right now.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're killing it.
So Alex Rossetti was this sort of like, you know, tight-shaved, ex-criminal, now wealthy member of society whose car you sabotaged. He took very poorly, and then you pointed a number of guns at him until he stopped protesting. He's been led into a small kitchen that was clearly a nice one, and he has not respected. There's like dishes everywhere, trash piled up in one of the corners. You've seated him at the kitchen table, a round little thing with an askewed doily across it, and Maureen seated across from him with the gun pointed squarely at his chest. Carl, you can pace or threaten as you like. Rossetti has protested the entire time. He said, if you have any idea who I am and what you're doing, you'd know you're well and squarely fucked, my friends. You're gonna want to let me get up now, and we'll make this as quiet as it needs to be, all right? Just, this is your chance for peace.
We don't know who you are, so that's okay.
So this is what, a chance mugging? You chose the wrong person.
Contribution. Thank you for your contribution, Miss... accent's gone. I do declare, thank you for your contribution, Mr. Rossetti, but we will be asking the questions and giving the answers for the moment. My first question, is there anyone else in the house we should be aware of? I can see that your mother isn't clearly here, because you're clearly used to her picking up after you.
Hey, you mentioned my mother again? I will leap this table and shove that gun down your throat. You uppity, and he immediately, you cock the hammer back, and he quietens again. He goes, there's no one else here, all right? It's just me.
Good. We'll have plenty of time to talk. I want to know what you were doing with my daughter last night.
With your daughter?
We followed the tracks of your car from the town to here. Very night motor went missing.
That's
I'd like
your
an
kid.
Explanation.
The biting one, huh?
Oh yeah,
That'd be her.
That's her.
Oh yeah, she's trouble. And if you want to see her again, you're going to need to work with me, because you're never going to find her without me. You understand that?
Oh, good. So you did take her, and you were part of that. I'm going to have a look around. Thank you.
Help yourself.
I would like to search the house.
Okay.
I would like
Mate.
to find a study, like not a study, but like see if there's any kind of notes, papers, address books, like anything that's got a place, a time.
Yeah, hell yeah. Even if there's a kid in the basement somewhere. Carl begins to like
there
walk
is.
out a little bit, with his cane tapping his way across the floor.
I was gonna go ahead.
Would
You
we
finish it.
like to tie him up first?
That's a
You
fine
can
idea.
kind of
Thank you,
tied him up
Professor.
when you first see him and
I think we
everything.
would've-
So
I
he's
think that's
got
a thing.
like his hands knotted behind his back and then through the chair, so that it's pretty difficult for him to move. I am gonna ask one of you to make a survival roll or something similar for this.
Yeah, I have 40
How
in
about-
wilderness survival.
Oh,
for
holy
some
shit,
reason.
Maureen!
Get it, Maureen.
Get it, Maureen!
I'm gonna do like a double overhand fisherman's bird glove knot.
The classic.
bird glove.
It's one of the most
Yeah.
practical. Oh, well done.
Success.
So this charming gentleman is a criminal and a ne'er-do-well, and as you do that, you realize he's like tensed up his wrists, pumped his forearms, and tried to create space so that when you tie it, he loosens them and the slack will allow him to slip free. You notice this, give it another wrench. He lets out a small yelp of pain, which gives you some satisfaction, I imagine. And you have very effectively bound him. He's not getting out of this without breaking through the chair.
So the professor's having a look around. I've got some more time to chat.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to look for address books and notes and notepad. Yeah.
So Carl, just
Fantastic.
to set it, so we'll have you roll
Maps.
after. We'll have you get started on
Yep.
this first. As you leave the room, all of the rooms are in the same place. Clearly what he's done is purchased the home of a wealthy and intelligent family. And this man is, well, he's wealthy. So he has paid very little care to books. They just sit dusty on shelves, or a couple have been like torn, like, you know, the ones, there's like a library with a fireplace. He's just torn down books and chucked them in the fireplace to burn for fuel. Not because he's short on wood, but because he thinks it's kind of amusing and he doesn't care. Any sort of study, still just a couple of leftover notes from the previous occupants, but it doesn't seem like he is a particularly studious type. That said, there may be some information, so you begin to thoroughly go through everything and check for him. I will get you to make a spot hidden roll, but we'll sit on that for just a moment.
Okay.
And we'll come back to it shortly. Maureen, once Carl leaves, this dude's looking at you with an eye that if there is the slightest slip up, he will leap this table or attempt to and tear your eyes out.
That's fine. You
yeah.
can look at me.
Yeah, and he
No
does.
problem with that. Mr. Rossetti, perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. I'd like to clear up any misunderstanding we have. Now, you say I have to cooperate with you if I want to get out of here? I think that's the misunderstanding we have to clear up. If I don't have my daughter by the end of the day, then you, sir, are the one who's going to be in trouble. So you see, it's really in your best interest to help me.
It goes
I
both
think you can
ways.
see how this is. No, it does not. It does not, sir. And I'm sorry you're still under that misapprehension. But you see, we have you tied up. We have a gun pointed at you. We did that without any trouble at all. And I'm sure we can do it again to your friends.
You're going to want
Is,
to... You need to watch how you talk to me. You understand that? I'm wealthy. I'm important. You're nothing. You're scum. And truth told, I can get your kid back if I want to, all right? But I don't want to right now. I'm happy where she is, lying in filth and slowly beginning to drown.
Mr. Rossetti, I am watching how I talk to you, and you can tell I have some knowledge of the proper etiquette and the proper way to conduct business dealings. I'm gonna make an etiquette roll to see if we can, you know, have
Find a
mutual
middle ground
conversation
here. Do you have? I think this is going to come down to more to your social skills. I can see the etiquette angle.
Excuse
this is
me,
not
etiquette is not a social skill.
This is, we were using that more as a credit rating one, so like connections and things. This is a man that is in a different circle.
I wonder if it could be like an etiquette to be like, to shame him about his lack of actual.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's saying, "Oh, I'm wealthy, I've got money."
That I can see. That's you.
I'm trying to correct him. He's saying that like, oh, I'm just like a homeless person, but I'm trying to correct him and show him that no, you don't get to treat me like that because this is how I'm talking to you.
Okay,
you might
yes,
have the
that
money,
I can
but
definitely
you don't have
see.
the class kind of.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, yeah, go ahead, burn it.
Nice.
Far out. Well done. Here's what I'm gonna tell you, Jackson. The more you prod on that angle, the angrier he will become. He does not. He absolutely wants to and does believe that he is in a better position than you because he has wealth and power. This is not. He doesn't give a fuck about old money. In fact, if anything, he was probably sold the delusion that if he gets money, he will be better than people, and that's what he wants. So, reminding him of that may be useful, but it will aggravate him further and further and further.
Well then, in that case, let me try another angle here. Mr. Rossetti, now that I've made you aware of my upbringing, I need to make you aware of my current circumstance. My husband is dead. We lost everything. I was sent to the humble quarters you saw over in the park, and yet I have survived. I have eked out a living for myself and my daughter, and I have fought tooth, nail, and claw. I have poured blood, sweat, and tears into getting to this position, sitting across from you here at the table. So if you do not respect my fancy sounding words, at least you will respect the fact that I could end your life at any minute I so choose, and I will not hesitate to do so. Now do we have a mutual understanding?
Sure. You make me sick. Your very presence in my kitchen makes me want to spew across this table, but sure,
and your
we got an
very
understanding.
Kitchen makes me do the same thing, Mr. Rossetti.
At least I got a kitchen. You poor, homeless, useless. You can't watch your kid. Your husband's dead. You
I'm
got
gonna
nothing.
shoot off the gun next to his head.
Make a firearms check.
Heck yeah.
Actually, sorry, Jackson, I'm gonna walk that back.
Next to his head.
Do you want to?
Like
I can
at his
also
head.
see. Oh, sure. Yeah, I could see power as well for basically restraint as he just rattles off abuse.
No, I'll take the firearms.
Okay,
roll.
yeah. Okay, like, this probably is the loss of power.
Yeah, I'm doing it like a flashy kind of, like just out of nowhere. Like I'm not doing like there's no hesitation. There's no like shaking, about to pull the trigger. Oh, you're talking like that? Bang.
That's enough of that.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, can I?
You want to throw a couple of reds in there,
I
dude?
don't seem to be able to roll poorly this scenario.
all
so far.
ones.
Got his name out of your mouth.
The gun lances. There's a flash of fire, and the bullet lances across the thing and embeds itself in the kitchen wall across the side. It's enough to startle him into silence and remind him of the position. He swallows his words, and for a moment at least, just watches you.
To be honest, I'm probably going to give him a break after that. Like, I think he needs a few moments to cool down, so I'm inclined to like
get his head back
once I know that the ropes are tight. Probably like, yeah, give him a little bit quiet and leave the room. Stay nearby in case I can hear him like making an escape attempt. But I think he needs a moment to calm down.
Okay.
I
Elsewhere,
just tried out without a word.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You shoot the window. It goes right past him, nicking just his ear and letting a drop of blood fall onto his crisp white shirt. You step up and leave. Elsewhere in the house, when the gun goes off, let's find where Carl is. Carl, can you give me a spot hidden roll, please?
Yeah, I can.
And let's keep that
Hell no,
green
I
going. Okay, not quite. As I said, the place is trash. There's crap everywhere. Now, if you were... What there is a lot of, though, is, like, kind of valuable stuff. Like, even without a roll. Like, this dude has gone to the nearby houses that are now unoccupied and just raided it for cool things. He sees someone's, like, fishing trophy. Have that. Stack of medals. Have those. Book that was in a locked dress. He took that, broke it out, doesn't even want the book, just took it because he could. So there's a number of valuable items. You'll find cash, like just stacked up in sections, which you can help yourself to. A lot of it worthless.
I will take some of that.
Yeah, you can just load up.
I want to take the... I don't want to take any of the sentimental items, but cash. No, take cash.
Yeah. All right. You can grab a number of bits and pieces.
Cash.
And any bullets or anything like that that would fit to the guns that we have acquired.
Yeah. You'll find extra ammunition for the weapons you have, and it's not unreasonable to find like probably a sawn-off shotgun or something. That's the kind of circle he runs in. If anyone wants to add that to their inventory. His bed, like the room that he keeps, is a midden. He clearly just falls on top of it. And he had only just risen recently. He was sleeping through the day, so it's just piles of blankets and just debris. It's pretty trashed. Now you could push this roll, Carl.
Yeah.
This would probably be you guys investing significant time in hunting through the area. So probably burning through to this is probably like genuinely like till like night. This will take you out of the day.
Although he did say. I would have, when I hear the shot, though, I'd probably hurry back towards the kitchen.
Okay. When you return, you will have the information that you have found nothing. There might be more. You'll both need to like dedicate. Like now you need to do a thorough search. Like it is not, he has not just left anything lying out. Now you're looking for like clues, if it's been actively obscured, things like that. So you'll need to start again from the ground up, spend the rest of the day.
But now we know that she's somewhere near water. Somewhere in filth, possibly a sewer. That sounds like a sewer. So all we really need to do is look for maps and figure out where, time-wise, he could have taken her, and where a likely spot might be. Involving a sewer with access. Yeah.
I think it's a good point. I think
lying in filth, waiting to drown. That sounds like sewer.
Yeah, perhaps now is the time to see if we can earth up any more clues, so that at least we can show Mr. Rossetti that we don't know nothing, as 'twere.
Twiz.
But consider he said waiting to drown. I think we are time short, time poor.
Did I believe him? I got no psychology.
Oh yeah, do you want to make it? Oh yeah.
I thought he was just rambling. I thought he was.
I think you made him mad, and he was being truthful. Men like him, they don't dissemble when they are in inflamed emotions.
I don't want to believe it.
They don't have.
You
that
could make a
kind
psychology roll as well if you want, Carl. All of that is logical. You're free to run with that, but you could make a psychology roll yourself too.
Or could I?
You see,
potentially I couldn't.
Okay, you two need to figure out whose turn it is with the good dice and whose turn it is with the bad dice. Because Jackson,
Yeah,
come on, man, you need to. It's just a little greedy, is all I'm saying. Mom said it was my turn with the good dice.
Oops. Well. So you haven't found anything yet, but we could do a more thorough search.
I've got some cash and some bullets and this sawed-off shotgun.
All right, well, somewhere to drown. Where could that be, reasonably?
In filth with some sewer, or some sort of sewage facility.
I wonder if there's anything in the car that would indicate an address or a location.
Or you could just shoot him in the knee and tell him he gets the other knee, unless you tell.
That's a fine place to start.
Torture it is, cocks the gun.
More like, hey.
Hey. Okay.
All right, should we go back in there? Dare we?
Dare they?
Shall we? We dare.
Okay.
Is that right?
You could just tell him that is what you were going to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think she will shoot him if she wants to.
I suspect Maureen's the type.
Maureen's, yeah. kids are the line.
Just a bit of fun. Bit of shooting.
When
It is
you
your daughter.
returning to the kitchen, you gave him a little bit of a window, enough for the thing. He immediately, or as soon as he thought he could get away with it, did try to escape. He has toppled his chair onto the side and is like trying to swing himself around towards the kitchen. There's no visible blades or anything in sight. You've removed all of those. It appears all he's succeeded in doing is falling over and looking like a tit. But he is now on the ground.
I'll kick the chair so he's facing, spin it around so he's facing toward me again. Mr. Rossetti, I
decided I was right,
you
huh?
had somewhere to be.
You need me. You're never gonna find your kid otherwise.
Oh, that's good to hear that you're ready to cooperate. Tell us where to go.
I want assurances.
You'll have none. Tell us where to go.
Your kid'll drown.
You don't get any insurances, Mr. Rossetti. You are the one who is crawling on the floor on your hands and knees in this filthy kitchen you made for yourself. I hardly need to offer you anything.
You want to know what this situation really is? You want to understand what you're playing with here?
Enlighten me.
You got nothing. Understand? This world has drained you dry. And then we've drained you further. You and your kind, what little you have left to give, we have taken for ourselves. We have your fortune. We have your power. We have everything you have left to give. It's a matter of time before this turns in my favor. That's how it works. That's how it was promised to me, and that's how I found it to go. So sure, I'll play along with you. Untie me. Take me to the car. I'll take you to your snot-nosed, biting brat kid. It'll turn out in my favor all the same. I'll get what I want in the end.
I have to see,
I don't
Mr.
think we're
Rossetti.
going to untie you. I don't think that's happening.
Leave me shackled. It doesn't matter. Let me up. Get me up. I'll bring you to your shitty kid.
Glad to hear it. I do want to pick up on one thing you said there, Mr. Rossetti. You said that I have nothing, and yet I have you tied up. What does that make you? I understand you got some highfalutin philosophy here, but at any moment, I could bring your life to an end. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you've already got what you want from this little club of yours. But maybe that would bother you a little bit. To go to your great reward.
Unbutton my shirt.
Oh, is this took a turn?
Unbutton my shirt.
I'm
Okay.
charmed, Mr. Rossetti,
No.
but I don't see you in that way. I like to
Unbutton
think
my
things
fucking shirt.
professional.
Unbutton my fucking shirt. See
chill
what's
out.
gonna happen. Unbutton my fucking shirt. You
I'm
fuck.
gonna grab like a tea towel or something because I don't want to. I know that there's a disease going around and I don't want to like touch him. You know, like a handkerchief or something and like just like tug buttons up. It's like,
You reach down and with like to get something under it and just pull it away so the buttons break. Across his stomach, where like his belly button is, there is a like open wound of like muscle and things that sucks outwards. You can see a number of points where it looks as though something is gripped onto it, and you can see it's not like visible pulsing. It's like the veins around it are blackish or blue. And he says, I've drained everything from them and will drain everything from you and your brat kid. And it looks as though there's something writhing underneath that. When this happens, can I get a group luck check from the two of you?
oh Jesus.
Oh, heck off, Dave.
Thank God it's from the two of you.
Well, I've got 7.
0.
Jackson, how you doing?
I got 20.
Oh,
so
shit, I
be
guess
my
this is me.
guest.
Oh my god. All right.
Close.
Okay. As he says that, and as I'm going to ask both of you to make sanity rolls, it's gotten like towards twilight. It's not fully dark yet, but time has passed. There is as headlights sweep across the front.
Good.
And one or several
Hey, fam.
cars pull into the driveway.
Good.
Good.
If you could each
Good,
make
good,
sanity
good,
rolls
good.
for me.
Oh, all good.
Okay, just a point on a failure. You're fine on a success. Horrible things are happening, but we are dealing with them. Headlights sweep across. He continues to, you know, talk about how great he is and how shit you are. What would the two of you like to do? He has not noticed the headlights.
They're at the front, and the car is also at the front.
Appears
Is that
so.
right?
Have we noticed the headlights?
Yes, you have.
Could we drag him into another room, like further back in the house, and stuff a sock in his mouth
Let's start. The tea towel in the mouth. That's
You know what?
That's a
Can
good,
we just
that's a good start.
can we chuck the tea towel in his mouth and then just cover him? Like I'm sure he's got sheets lying around because he doesn't like make the bed or anything.
No,
so
fuck, yeah, no.
just like cover him with a sheet,
Just in the middle of the kitchen, like
then
just a
hide.
lump.
just like a blanket or something. Just like
Yeah, sure.
If he's got crap lying around, it's probably not going to look that different.
You thinking to hide in the house?
He's gotten all razzed up. The thing with kids, you know, is they get energy in them and they get all razzled.
Oh,
like
yeah.
now he's really hyper about it, so he's really stoked
Okay.
about his cool stomach mouth and how much better that
Okay.
he is than you. So when you go down to get him, he is going to try and resist you. He will make a fighting brawl check. He's going to have a penalty dice because he is bound to hell. But he is going to try and resist anything you do from here. So like we're going like beat by
Okay.
beat. So immediately, who does what? Do you want to try and restrain it? Like cover him and hide him?
Oh man, what's your brawl like?
25.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
So what I'm hearing is you're doing it because my rolls have been dog shit.
Just
Oh, that's a
cursed.
good point.
One of you could assist the other. You could both just commit to this,
Yeah.
but just
Let's
time will
both do
pass.
it. Let's both do it.
I'll hold
All
him.
right.
I'll hold him down from the back, and you
Yep.
can shove the tea towel in his mouth.
Okay,
We
go
go
for
for
it.
a detail and a little bit of a pistol whip if needed.
These things happen. All right, go ahead and make a brawl test, Maureen, with a bonus dice. I will make a brawl with penalty dice. I'll roll mine second.
Hey!
Oh,
it's
you
team success.
can't be stopped. All right, penalty dice for
Oh
me.
my
Doesn't matter.
goodness.
That doesn't mean words. He fails by
Outstanding.
a lot. I'll just see if it's a 30. Sorry. No, it is not a fumble.
This is
Okay. You lean
Going
across.
fairly well.
As he's having a bit of a scream and a writhe, you just smack him on the side with the gun, jam a tea towel in his throat, and Carl, like, magician twirls a blanket over the
Yes.
top of him to lie, so that he looks like just a, you know, kind of moving lump in the floor. As this happens, you'll hear a fairly polite knock at the door.
Can we okay, hiding place. I like finding like a sheet lying
No,
around.
I think
covered him
one
up.
of us has to answer. Answer and pretend you are the cleaning lady.
I don't know if I can
Go on.
With that highfalutin accent.
conceivably play a cleaning lady.
I think you've hired one in the past. You know how they. Go on.
I think his car's still here, though. They're gonna know that he's still here. I think we're...
He's asleep. He's asleep. He's got drunk. He's asleep. He was a cleaning lady. He clearly needs it.
I don't like it. Do you
I
want the
believe in
gun?
you. I'll take
hold
the gun. You keep the gun. You keep the gun.
I'll keep the gun.
You keep the gun. Yeah. Okay.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna go answer the door.
Okay.
And I'm going to crouch down behind.
With the gun.
Well, with the
Have you
other
still
gun.
got your shotgun?
I've got the sawn off now.
Okay,
That's all right, as
awesome.
long as
All
you
right,
don't
yeah, hell
use
yeah.
it.
All
I
right,
don't really
great.
know how to use this.
I
but
mean, if
I've
it's
got
like
it.
point blank in his back,
yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
miss.
There's a
surely.
level where bang.
That's a threat. And so I'm just going to
bang.
crouch down behind him.
Okay. Maureen, you head to the door, sort of steady yourself a little bit, and turn it and open it, and find yourself looking at Captain Delure, who you had not met previously, but he will identify himself shortly, of the police. And not far away, a car is parked along the side with a large goon policeman leaning against the bonnet. And in the back seat, you could just make out in the twilight, looking through the window, is Dr. Coombs, who is taking it
Good.
quite poorly. The captain steps back and takes a look at you, takes a step back, and looks immediately put off by your presence. Who are you? Where's Mr. Rossetti?
I take it that these people didn't. These cops didn't see me at the police station.
No, they did not. This is you only saw the one person, the desk
Fantastic.
sergeant, who kind of told you stay away.
Outstanding. Begging your pardon, sir. It's Maureen. I'm the cleaning lady. Mr. Rossetti, he went out for a constitutional walk a little while ago. I'm sorry he's not here at the moment.
The cleaning lady. All right. Listen, I need to get in touch with him as soon as possible. Do you know when he'll be back?
No, I couldn't say. He was in one of his agitated moods, you understand? If you know him well, you know what I mean. I think he may need some time to cool off.
Sure, yeah. Haven't known him to cool much. All right, well, we can wait inside then. If you'll let us in.
Oh, sir, well, to be honest, I only just got here. It's still not a nice place to be. I'm sure Mr. Rossetti would appreciate it if you come back once I've had a little time to get started, and I can make you very comfortable.
I appreciate that, but I'm pretty confident Mr. Rossetti will want this business to be conducted indoors.
Oh, for sure. If you want to return back maybe in an hour or so, I'm sure it wouldn't be much further than that. I'm terribly embarrassed, sir. It's still not a pretty sight in here.
He takes it half a step back and takes your measure.
Oh, no.
You're not sure if it's that your accent slipped through. You're not sure if it's Nathaniel hammering on the windows. You're not sure if it's the muffle that Rossetti let out in the kitchen before being silenced by the shotgun pushed into his back. But you are going to need to make a fast talk roll for me to sell this illusion.
Gonna switch fast talk back on my character sheet because I hit it because I have base, and base is 5.
I believe in you.
Here we go.
Nah, that's it. You can't push it that far.
One of them twigged, and as he steps back, you can see his hand just rest on top of his gun. And he says, "Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to step aside now. We're going to move in." And he leans over and he says, "Wilson, bring the doctor." Jim.
I can looking around, seeing this. When I see him go back and put his hand on the gun,
Yeah.
Can I do something?
Yeah, of course.
I'm assuming that they've sort of come in. The guy's in the front seat, right?
He's stepped out. He's leaning against. He's on the. They're both. You are alone in the car. The doors on the back would be locked. You are not handcuffed though. The bigger guy, Wilson, who's the thug one, is leaning on the bonnet watching. Captain Delure is at the front door, pretty close to Maureen, having taken half a step back to create a little bit of distance.
They have killed the engine though, right?
See, Jim, this is where I'd say make a luck roll.
No, they killed the engine.
They killed the engine. They would kill the engine.
Unfortunately, everything kind of just seems to be going against you, man. It's just
that's
just,
fine.
it's just bad luck.
Running.
No,
Could
they would
I,
not.
at this point, seeing that stuff's gone bad, could I fling myself over at this point to the front seat and lock myself in?
In the front seat?
Oh, I want to lock the car so that they can't get me out, basically.
They probably have keys.
Yeah, but if I can literally just like
hold the thing. Sure. This would probably be mechanical repair.
Okay.
Because you're trying to sort of jury rig. Yes, you can get to one of the doors and hold it, but you are in the prisoner section of the car, which is normally where they put you so you can't get out, but they can get in if they want to. So I'm gonna need a roll.
That's a fair point. You know what? I think I need to reevaluate my situation.
Oh, locksmith for sure. Fly.
Lead here.
You what? Sorry.
Sorry.
We're going in circles.
I
locksmith, if you want it, you're reevaluating.
I'll step back for a second.
Okay, no worries. Maureen, he takes half a step back. He is not going for his gun, but he rests his hand against it. He's clearly noticed something is amiss, and he says, Wilson, get Dr. Coombs out of the car. Ma'am, step aside and let us through.
I'm inclined to step aside and let them through for now.
Well, in that case, Jim, you are quickly thrust into the scene, whether you like it or not. Wilson turns around, wrenches the door open, says, "Come on out, doctor." Leans in and grabs you by the lapel and hauls you out of the car. You are not handcuffed. They're not threatened by you. You get a push towards the back, and they begin to walk into the house. Carl, you can hear this conversation. Around the tea towel, you hear Rossetti say, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna wait till I get close. I'm.
The kitchen is off towards the side, but it was the natural point you went into with Rossetti, so they will probably enter it pretty quickly.
I might give him a prod to get him to yelp, even if he's got the thing in his. I want to get them to inspect the blanket covered lump in the kitchen.
But you're right next to it though, right?
Yes. But I'm like kind of under the blanket, like I'm behind him and like I'm hidden as well.
So I'm picturing, if you will, Alex, there's the table, there's a round table in the center. You are under that with the sheet like half on it. You've got another sheet and chucked it over Rossetti nearby. Yeah. You get your cane out, jab him in the rib so he lets out a... and I'm gonna
shuffle it like a little bit sideways. Basically, when they take the... Well, I would like to key it up so that if they take the blanket off Rossetti...
You're behind
the
them.
sheet off Rossetti, I would like to shove them into his stomach mouth. I want to know what it does.
Okay.
I mean, gross, but cool.
All right. Very cool.
I'm a scientist. I want to see what it does.
Okay, all right. Science first. Carl, in that case, I'll probably ask you to make a stealth roll to see if you're hidden when they come through. You can take a bonus.
I'm stealth.
Okay, that's good, because I was actually going to walk that bonus dice back immediately. I don't think it's justified. It's my instinct is just to give out bonuses.
Committed.
Well done. You're hitting him towards the side. You jab him. Maureen, as you step around to the side and say, you know, go through. DeLuca is just walking past you when there is a from one of the rooms, and his head immediately swivels round towards it, and he begins to walk directly towards it.
If I've got a moment, I'm right here at the front door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pocket the car keys, Rossetti's car keys, which are obviously kept right near the front door.
Okay.
That's where you keep your car keys.
That's where you keep your car keys, near the front door.
Yeah.
Dave, that's not a luck thing. Everyone keeps their car keys near the front door. Luck doesn't
Is
enter
the thing.
into it.
If this were,
it's
if
an
this
obvious place, so you can't lose them. You don't need to spot.
This is not
hidden. Everyone puts their car keys in an obvious place, right next to the front door.
Jackson, my car keys aren't near the front door. Just
what are you doing?
anyone sensible.
Screw you.
Here's the thing: Rossetti is not an organized man. You're pretty sure he just chucks them wherever he sits down. This is absolutely going to be a luck roll.
Am I Rossetti in real life?
This is you, Jim. This is me
I
bullying.
don't sleep on blankets. I sleep in them.
No.
Did go
Dave, this is
through me,
absurd.
yeah, unfortunately they're not there. You
absurd.
have a quick hunt around. You cannot see them. All right. They should be somewhere though. You just need to find them. It's not a given. They might be somewhere just in the midden that's nearby. Okay.
Can I surreptitiously start looking for them?
Okay, sure. You can if you just spend a bit of time, you should be able to find them. It was just not a givey. All right. So in that case, DeLuca walks straight through. As Maureen steps to the side and begins to go through some of the side table, Wilson cleaning. Wilson with Coombs being shoved in front of him walks into the door, and everyone is now inside. Captain Delure comes around into the kitchen, sees the midden in the floor, draws his gun, points at it, and says, "Come out."
With a shot?
There's no immediate response except for a muffled. He takes half a step closer, gets his foot on the blanket, and wrenches it backwards to reveal Rossetti bound on the back with his shirt torn open and this gross mouth thing in his tummy, which wiggles in anticipation. Carl, you are hidden.
I would like to shove.
Get his ass in there.
To just get a bit of this police officer into the mouth.
Oh my god.
Okay. Terrific. I'm going to ask you to make a what's the word I'm looking for? A fighting brawl test. You can go ahead and take a bonus dice. He is not going to make to oppose this because you are hidden and he is shocked. I'm also going to make a sanity roll for him to see if he just really hates this or not.
I gotta say, Alex, I love this strategy. This is excellent. I'm completely sold on this now.
And I have failed.
You have failed, unfortunately. All right, gonna quickly punch one of these out.
He's good. He's fine.
Delure looks at it and goes, "What the fuck is that?" And then Carl, this like old professor, slams into his back. But this dude is big and a police officer. He kind of
I am old. I have a cane.
Yes. You connected to his back. He stumbles a little bit, but wheels around, sees you, levels the gun at you, and says,
"That is fair.
Step back, step back." And then he's going to call for Wilson. And he's going to say, "Wilson, grab the maid."
Grab the maid.
Here's where I think this might be time for initiative
Yeah,
order.
I think
is where I'm
Dexterity.
feeling we're
Think of
at.
it.
So let's get everyone to send
Can
through
I-
your dex orders.
Before we get to initiative, can I have a retrospective spot hidden to
You
find the
may,
keys?
you may. James, you can also maybe do a little something if you've got a case for it.
Yes. Could I try a stealth to set myself up for this upcoming strike, knowing that I'm probably going to fail? I ready and see if I can get advantage on it.
This is also genuinely going to be hard, unfortunately, because he's monitoring you, pushing you forward. This is you hearing stuff darting around a corner. But yes, go ahead, make a hard
worries.
stealth roll.
Not happening.
Okay, well, no, you kind of dart around to the side, but you are with the side. Maureen, you find the keys. It seems like he just he. The thing is, you thought it would be surely it's on like the table towards the side. He doesn't get that far. He comes in the door and drops them on the ground and kicks them towards the wall. That's where they were. So we'll just do static dex. So we've got. Is anyone like really high? That seems like a sensible way to do this, right?
I am 70.
60.
That was 70 for.
Yep. For the doctor, steady hands.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Coombs,
That
Coombs
tracks.
first, then Maureen.
Maureen 60, Carl 50.
And then I'm just gonna jam in a couple of other dudes.
You don't have to.
We got my.
gotta.
I actually think it'd be funny if they did get turns. So I'm just gonna whack them on.
There's
in
just
here.
2 of them, right?
Oh yeah.
There's 3 of them.
3 of them. I lost count.
Including
3 of them.
There's Wilson, the thug.
Oh, I lost track. We got 2 police officers and like another gangster, another thug.
No.
another goon.
No.
guy-
Captain
the guy-
Delore, Wilson, who is the thug police officer, and Rossetti, who's on the ground.
Oh, I wasn't counting Rossetti. He's on the ground. He's tied
Yeah.
up.
Probably count Rossetti.
Thing is, he's kind of like excited to be here and just have a crack. So he's probably gonna get in on this. You know how it is. All right. First is gonna be Coombs. Doctor, you're up.
Okay. I am going to.
Surely somebody saw what I was going for.
Yeah. You try. Well, we're in a different room at this stage, so what I'm just going to try and do is get things moving. I guess. I attack the cop next to me.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a smack.
Okay.
Nice.
Fighting brawl check. Let me just check my build quickly because I might genuinely be better just. Going for the old, I'm gonna do crudle damage. I'll go for a combat maneuver. I try to get his gun off him.
Okay. All right. Go
Nice.
for it.
Yep, here we go. 72, fail.
Okay. He is going to oppose with a fighting brawl. So that is going
Okay.
to
Please
fail
don't
though.
get
So you lunge for his gun. He stumbles backwards, tries to wrench it back off you. Does neither of you are going to succeed? We go to Frine, Maureen, Jackson.
Oh, heck. Okay. The cops got eyes on me right now. They're both going to the kitchen.
One of them's wrestling with me. The other one's in
Yeah,
the kitchen.
Wilson's with you still. The thug boy.
Oh, that's right. Because they get the maid. I mean, have I heard signs of panic and shouting? Because if it's conceivable for me to scream and run away, then that's what I do.
Yeah, you can scream and run away. It's tried and
I'd like to
true. That's a Call of
scream
Cthulhu
and
staple.
Run away.
Okay,
With
you
the car keys.
You grab the key. Yeah.
Oh, I grabbed the keys surreptitiously.
Yeah, it's all right. You've got the
And then-
keys.
Oh, heavens! As a fight breaks out in the kitchen. And, I'm hoping this cop is going to be like, oh, women. That's what they do. They
There's-
scream and run away.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So I'm not doing anything suspicious.
100%. He's still got his orders. He's gonna get your ass. But yeah, you throw open the door and go hurtling out. Where are you headed? Where
Where's
you
his car?
Okay. You
Which I have the keys.
go powering out of the way to rush for Rossetti's car, fumble the keys out, can open the door, and can begin the process of getting it started. I will flag, the police car is parked behind it. You can
That's
get past,
okay.
but it's going to be a bit of like we're tearing the lawn up, and there's going to be a drive auto roll and things
that's
like that.
exactly what I had in mind.
Okay.
Like, once I get the car started, the Dr. Coombs is in the kitchen as well, right?
Yeah. Oh no,
Alright,
sorry, no,
then get the car.
Dr. Coombs is in the hallway with you both.
Oh, okay.
Wilson and Coombs are in the hallway. Rothstein and Delure are in the kitchen, and Rossetti. Maureen is now outside and at the car.
Once I get the car started, my goal is to pick up my 2 companions, and if the quickest way to do that is, via the kitchen window, that's what we'll try.
Yes,
that's what I'm
100%.
thinking.
That
Just
rules.
like get close enough to my companions, give them a chance to get in, and then we'll tear out of here, regardless of whether
That's
we're on
terrific.
the driveway or on the road or not.
I'm
That's
stoked
my intent.
about that. All right. It is Delure's turn. He levels a gun at you, Carl, and says, "Drop that and get the hell back." You have a shotgun and a staff stick thing that you tried to jab him with.
Hell
Do you
yes.
comply, sir? Alex, do you comply?
No.
No?
I think
Okay.
I'm probably gonna raise the shotgun.
Okay. Oh, in that case, he's going. I don't think
no,
we're at
actually,
shooting
no,
yet. I don't think we're at shooting yet.
I think I am going to. I don't think I'm going to comply. I think I'm going to pretend I don't speak English.
Okay, all right.
I'm just going to start speaking in just rapid fire German, and gesturing at the man with the mouth in his stomach. I'm just going to continue to gesture at the mouth in the man's stomach.
Yeah, you did attack him, is the thing. You did try to shove him into the mouth and the stomach, so he was not impressed by that particular maneuver. I tell you what, that will be on your turn. He's going to try and get the gun off you. He is going to make a fighting maneuver to wrestle the weapon out of your hand. Would you like to oppose with dex, with dodge or fighting roll?
Oh. What if I fighting brawl and accidentally shoot him in the process?
You could do. I would take firearms if you're willing to contest. If you're willing to shoot this man, then you can do firearms, and the objective is gun.
The objective is gun. Yes.
Okay, the objective is gun. Go ahead and make a firearms shotgun test.
Your job is just gun.
My job is not
gun.
gun. My
His
job
job
has
is
never been
gun.
gun. No, my job will never
Okay.
be gun. I don't know why I'm here.
He says, "Get back and drop that." You go, "No," and level the shotgun at him. He rushes forward and tries to bat it to the side as you squeeze the hammer, and a roar of pellets spatters across the side of the wall. This kitchen has seen better days. He fails as well, though, taken aback by the shotgun blast. Just scrambles to the
And
side.
being screamed at in aggressive German.
Yeah, he hated that. That is his turn, and Carl, it's now going to be you.
What are we doing?
Jeez.
Fire again.
Running.
Give him the other barrel.
Leaving, I think. Running, I think.
Okay. That is going to be your full
Leaving.
turn to break out of melee and dart around the corner. That is going to get you out of the kitchen. Here's the thing, actually. That's going to get you out of the kitchen and into the hallway where Dr. Coombs and Wilson are. Alternatively,
Window. Make a break for
you
window.
can break a break for the window. These shotgun pellets broke through a bunch of the glass anyway. Can you go ahead and
look
give
at the
me...
window that I've just broken. Oh,
Can you
The
go...
window already half broke before.
Yeah, there's been a lot
Yeah.
of gunfights in
that
this
window
kitchen today.
That window is busted, and I'm gonna look at it. That's my exit.
Alex, can you give me a jump or climb or something? This is just to see how many shards of glass you collect with your face on the way through.
Yeah, sure. Let's see how high the old physics
Do a
professor
flip.
can jump.
With the
I did hurdles in high school.
with the grace of an octogenarian,
in
you
18
vault.
what?
You vault through the window, tumble out on the other side, and arise, shotgun in one hand and staff in the other, completely
Carl
untouched.
Rothstein nearly made it to the Olympics.
Rossetti spits out the tea towel, and you just hear, "What the fuck?" As your turn ends, and he is gonna yell. He's gonna yell, "Delore, you idiot! Get them!" And he's gonna try and wrestle himself free of his bonds. I'll give him a strength test. It's gonna be hard though because Jackson keeps on succeeding at things, and I resent that.
It was
yeah.
a double overhand fisherman's third glove.
It was, and he only
can't fight against
anticipated. He just wrenches around, and you can hear him go, "Why is this chair made so fucking strong?" That is his turn. It's now Wilson, who, having been given, well, he was actually told to get Maureen. So he races out the door, and Maureen, as you're revving the engine, you look up and you see this big guy charging towards you. No, 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 no. And then he slams against the side of the door, wrenches it open, and will attempt to grapple you. I'll give you a bonus dice because you were in and kind of secured.
Does he have to do anything to get out of melee with me? Do I impact in any way?
You were kind of hiding and cowering. Oh, no, that's not true. You actually did make a grab for him. I'm actually going to walk this back. Yeah, you're right. You were engaging and stopping him having fun.
Trying to wrestle his gun.
Okay.
Get me shot instead. My big mouth.
Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I'll tell you what, Chip. He's going to tell you, get off me.
I think
You're in the mix? Okay.
It's a national emergency.
All right, in that case, he's going to, again, they're not going for guns yet. Well, actually, the shotgun did just go off from Carl. I think they're probably going into escalation. I think he draws his gun, repeats, stand back.
I don't.
Okay. He is going to try to, I don't think he's going to shoot you, but he's got his gun drawn and he will on the next one. He's going to try and restrain you. He's going to try and give you a clobber. Would you like to oppose with dodge or fighting brawl?
I will oppose with dodge. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make your roll.
You know what? I am so no. I need to beat. I'll oppose with dodge. Yep.
Okay, go for it.
That's a failure.
All right, where's me flipping character sheet? Here's my boy. Get him.
Good
Yay.
night, sweet prince.
Oh shit, that's a big number too. I think that's max.
Yep. Major wound.
What?
You say no, he lashes out and the butt of his gun slams against your forehead. There is a splash of blood on the side and Coombs' orbit collapses. James, can you please give me a constitution roll? He hits the deck.
Does collapse.
Slams down to the ground.
No.
And dribbles feebly. Wilson takes a step back, kind of looks at everything, but then decides it's either double down or yield. And they are there in the position of authority. He stands his ground. Okay. Coombs is down. That's Wilson. He does not run, though, because that was his turn. So we go back to the top with James. God, it's been a while. We've been playing Pulp recently, so I forget the rules. James, I think you're not dying because you're not under 0, right?
I am unconscious. I am out for hours now.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're not dying, right? You're above 0 health. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm just out cold.
Coombs hits the ground, and we go across to Jackson, Moraine. In that case, then he didn't come through. You've got the car up and started. What do you want to do? You see Carl vault out the window.
Jack, I think you may want to leave.
Oh, Jim, buddy. I know what you would want. You want me to leave, don't you?
This is a true Call of Cthulhu scenario where we have to be willing to lose a few. I'm a doctor. I want to save people. And if we can save that young girl, oof, it's all worth it.
Yeah, no, to be honest, Maureen's not going to pause for some
we don't even
dude
notice, honestly.
When her daughter's on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Floor. Pedal down. Do a sick, donut. Swoop around. Pick up the professor. And then scream out of here.
I am gonna need a drive auto test just to see how quickly this can be accomplished and if there's a chance that people can come flying through windows and after you.
1 point of a hard. Do you want to?
Yeah, you got it, man. You're fine. It wasn't that difficult. You rev the edge and go rocketing towards Carl, who does a cartwheel, a backflip, and a pirouette into the side seat, the passenger seat, and as the rear wheels spin, you rev around. Just as you see Rossetti being Delure arrives at the window, looks out at it, just to catch a spray of mud to his face, and the car begins to tear it away. Jim.
Could I make one suggestion? With a 1 point luck spend to get that hard, could you sideswipe the cop car on the way out?
Yeah.
With an attempt to take it out of commission? It's probably
absolutely.
It's probably more than what to fully compromise the whole car. I'd probably need more.
Just knock them around a bit.
They're not even. Yeah, I mean, you. I tell you, give me the point, and you knock it away, so they'll have to it's not stopping the car, but they'll have to do a bunch of turns to get out of the way. Yeah,
they'll have to do like a 64-point turn to get out of
there.
Just a
muddy
massive
ground, just a
best point of luck ever spent.
Okay.
I almost don't want to take credit for this. I feel like the scenario writer is just written like a badass mother trying to save her daughter, like Tekken style, because she's got all this wilderness survival drive order. Oh, what a character!
It is very Neeson, isn't it? Yeah. Hell yeah! All right. The car roars away, sideswipes the cop, and Maureen bangs it. It's only as you're down the driveway that one of you will remember. Wait a second, wasn't the doctor here somewhere? And you realize he didn't make it out. I guess passing to the two of you. What do you do as you roar away? What do you say?
Where is the doctor? Where is the doctor?
I don't think he was gonna make it out. They had him in handcuffs. I think they knocked him down. But regardless, I took your words to heart, Professor. I'd like to go find Esther now.
Let's go find her. I'll tell you what. Let's find the map of the town, and we'll find. I'm sure it is a sewer or a treatment facility or something.
I'm gonna drive here and get us out of Dodge. Make sure we're pretty safe.
There might be something in the car. There might be something.
Start having a look around, would you, Professor?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start rifling
Addresses,
through
maps, diaries.
Stuff in the car. And...
a matchbook from a nightclub that he frequents.
Clothes.
I think that only happens in the stories, Maureen. But
you do find a bunch of matchbooks.
Anything.
You're just not sure they're relevant.
They're just not from nightclubs.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna zoom out a little bit here because Jim, your ass is unconscious, and Maureen and Carl, you are running off the world-class intelligence or world-class clue of filthy and water. I think were the two that you're going on and trying to put together. And you're
That's
looking
what we
at.
got.
Pretty sure this city is landlocked, so Yeah, we think
maybe
it's
a sewer.
sewer.
It's a sewer. It has to be a sewer.
It's a good case. Okay.
A sewer or a treatment facility or yes.
So I'm gonna need a. Honestly, what I feel is navigation is where we're mostly at, but
give the can I argue an idea roll?
You can, yeah, for sure.
I've seen so far.
Absolutely.
I haven't got any solid clues, but I must have some idea. I must have had
absolutely,
a vibe.
absolutely.
That's a good idea.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
I can start putting things together in my brain, my big professor brain.
Sucked in, Dave. I've got 80 intelligence. Oh,
no!
Get
My brain is built for this, though.
About time.
That's what you get. Let's make this antagonistic as possible. Let's make this really clear that it is me versus you three.
Okay.
Those two. No, I think I'm out.
And I beat Jim. That's how it works.
Okay.
What you probably think is you don't really have enough information to go on. What he's told you, there might be like a sewage thing or something, but
Fierce and water.
We also genuinely have all the Midas Circle information went to Dr. Coombs, who then probably got arrested and knocked out. So I'm like, you don't even necessarily, as where we currently are in the story, you do not know about all the other people to follow up with.
But we have the car. We're in the car.
You have the car. So here's the thing: you go through some of the what you will get is going through the. Like there probably is a map of town and things. There are a couple of marks made on some of them. And actually what you find is one page is kind of dog-eared, and it is the route out, which would encompass Hooverville is not mentioned on the map, obviously. It's not like an official region or anything, but you can see a couple of marks in pencil around it that show a off-road track that they would take to get to it and get behind it like at night. So they're clearly doing that. You can also see.
Can I argue a library use for going through
and like
this bullshit?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like just like looking at everything and seeing if you can.
We found a map and we found notes. We found like a notebook or a diary or something, or just like even
he's not a big notebook guy.
He's not a big writer,
I don't think he probably can't write that well.
He probably
but like
can't.
a map, like if he's being told to go places,
it would really be navigation mostly. Unfortunately, is more the library. I'm going to give you some information anyway. So hang on. So this is also remember off the fail intelligence. This is just like what you have in front of you that you can try and piece together. You generally do kind of feel like you don't have enough information currently. There is also it's not a matchbook, but there is a diner not far from the Hooverville, which he has a number of he steals all the sauce packets from. You know, he clearly, when he leaves, he grabs as much creamer as he can and stuffs it in his pockets. There's a bunch of those. It seems like he goes there pretty regularly. It's not far from the Hooverville. It is also leading into, it's kind of like adjacent to the main town. Like they would go towards main town and then turn off to go to this diner. Seems like it might be taking them somewhere else if they went through there frequently.
Is there a central place?
Start.
It's a start.
Okay. Off towards the diner.
Uh-huh.
If that is all we've got, Dave, we must go.
If it's what we've
That
got,
is all.
as
That
per
is
your whims.
all you've got based off what is written in here. Okay. All right. You
And we
head
are
up
putting
towards.
our trust in you, Dave.
I would not do that.
I know. I wouldn't either. We
I'm
got no
putting my
choice.
trust in us. I'm putting my trust in
That's
us.
it, that's
Oh, that's
it.
a better
Us.
idea.
Putting my trust in Maureen and Carl. Mostly
Put your trust in
Maureen.
your dice rolls. All right. In that case, as night fully falls, you head out, turn onto one of the highways, and make your way towards the diner. Elsewhere, it's a familiar situation. Dr. Coombs, you come back to consciousness, and you have been tied to a kitchen chair. They've used a reverse bird tri-fumble knot. Not as well as Maureen did, but they have copied it. And you are tied in the dark around a small table. There's no sign of Wilson, but Captain Delure is leaned up against the back wall looking sulky, and Rossetti has completely removed his shirt to show a sort of like skinny fat body with a horrible... It's not fully a mouth, it's more like his belly button was stretched and pulled wider so that you could fit like a full arm inside it. And then there's a number of like pocket wounds around the outside. He looks like he's powered through most of a bottle of whiskey. You can smell it on his breath. And he has a very large gun in the center of the table next to an ashtray piled with cigarettes that is pointing at you as he leans across and smacks you across the face to wake you up.
As I come to, can I mumble through blood dripping out of my mouth and a big welt over one eye? I was right. The disease, it's progressed. Your stomach, oh God, it's getting worse. It'll spread through the whole town.
He goes, it's not a disease, you fool. It's the solution. It's the cure. It's what's gonna bring us to the next stage. Now tell me, doctor, who are you really? What are you involved in? What are you after? It can't just be that snotty kid. You're trying to bring us down. You're trying to take back what you once had. He leans over and like throttles you back and forth a number of times.
I shake and register. I hardly know the girl. I want the disease to stop, but the police, they're in on it. They're spreading it. I would like to try and angle. I don't know how involved the cops are, but if there's a chance that the cops are just like, hey, paid off, you know, help out this guy, and he's walked in, he's seen a massive, like, this guy's a monster. I've got a lot of Latin biology and pharmacy. The one skill I have is charm. I want to try and start seeding this off, see if I can get the police captain to start being, nah, this is one step too far.
Okay, so doing it right in front of Rossetti will be tough, but your immediate is looking at Delure, he looks less than stoked.
Yeah.
He looked like he was really enjoying getting given money from someone who had a lot of it to basically just not help some people and maybe occasionally pass information along about the people in the Hooverville, you know, just be kind of like a general scumbag. This is crossing across into body horror territory, and that's where Delure draws his line, god damn it. He is also currently not in a position of power, though, so he's sulking by the wall, but he doesn't look pleased to be here. Rossetti, on the other hand, seems completely insane. I am going to ask you to make a tiny sanity check, James, too. I'm so sorry.
Tiny sanity
Just a
check?
small
Sure,
one.
I'm happy to make a tiny little sanity check. That's a tiny little fail.
1 point, please.
Just 1 point?
One
Okay, I
point.
can
He's
take
got a
1 point.
gross belly button. And something chomped it. As you see that, as you see the stomach, you can't help but think that it looks a little bit what like might happen if a bigger version of that thing you squashened latched. Except it doesn't look like it drained from him. Like it doesn't look like it took away. It looked like it
It's like a
gave,
reverse.
James.
Yeah.
It gave.
I'll speak to him then. I said, you're part of the Midas Circle, right? That's who you're working with. That's your group.
So you do now. Word's gotten out. You've heard of us.
I heard just recently, but it can't all be true. It said that you were controlling the world, a group of mega rich. It sounded like a conspiracy.
You're right. You're right. It's all right. It's only beginning, but it's right. We will control the world. You understand? We will rise to power unparalleled. We'll take everything we want, and when we have it all, total control with those who deserve it, those who are brave enough to take it. Yeah, that's right.
And you've already got the police on side.
Completely and totally. This city's under our thumb. We only need to snap our fingers and they'll come calling. This whole place is under lock and key. I could say whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. He grabs the gun and he puts it under your throat and he goes, I could kill you right now and this pig wouldn't even squeal. Delure doesn't look stoked.
Yeah.
But he doesn't move to stop it.
And it's not just it might not just be this town. You've got other police in other towns too already, I'm sure.
Not yet, but we will. You should see what he's working on. You should see what Sedgwick's got ready for the next level. Here, that house, it's becoming something other, Dr. Coombs. I've gotten a glimpse, just a taste of it, but once we bring in enough power, bring in enough people, it'll open up a gate. And we'll all go through it. And we'll see what's on the other side, and we'll have it all. That kid's the beginning, and you're gonna be the next step. We're taking him now. Delore, get your car. Bring the doctor. We're taking him to the house.
You're on the precipice then. You're almost there, and with this next step, you'll be unstoppable. Can I make one charm check to be trying to really seed those? Okay, so haven't got cops in other towns. It's just this one guy. And they're almost unstoppable, but not really. You might not be a
no. I love it. Here's my thing. At the moment, it's a lot of veiled information that you're basically trying to surreptitiously give across to Delure to get him on side. That feels more fast talk for me. You could do charm. Here's the thing. Rossetti enjoys being sucked up to. You could do a charm roll for all those same sentences work really well for him. He doesn't get the second meaning. He just thinks you're like, damn, this dude rules. And he also thinks he rules. He's really certain on that. If you want to suck up to him. And then if you get a moment alone with Delure, you can try and bring him around. Sure,
yeah.
Or you could do fast talk to try and veil it across now.
I think I'll go for the charm then. I'll be sucking up to Rossetti, and my aim is to maybe try and get a moment with the captain later. Here we go. The extreme success.
Hey,
the one.
Rossetti.
This is it. This was the moment we needed it.
Rossetti does all of this, and then he in his this sort of weird intimate moment, he seems to take a liking to you. Rather than drawing the gun away, he pushes it further up under your chin. So, and then pushes the sort of hammer back into your chest, and then like all but like straddles the table and leans across you and gets really close. And he says, "Doctor, you're a doctor, right? You were a smart man.
Yeah.
Everything was taken from you. You're at the bottom of this screaming, filthy pit. You writhe there with worms. What would you give to get out of the mud and back into the light?"
I'd do anything to do it, but I don't know if I'd have the strength. What did you clearly did.
I was lifted up, Doctor. Someone trusted me, okay? They trusted me, and they put a gun in my hand, and they only said, you shoot who I tell you to shoot, and I will bring you to such heights you've never believed. Tell me, Doctor, if I gave you a gun, would you shoot who I told you to shoot?
Of course.
Good man. He smacks you on the side of the head. I'm not giving you this gun. Not yet, but there'll come a time, Dr. Coombs. There'll come a time. You see, there's people above me in this organization. There's Sedgwick. He thinks he's smart. He is smart. But here's the thing. Once the gates open, I don't need smart. I need loyal. Down with Sedgwick. Up with Rossetti. Up with Coombs. You and me, baby. Straight to the top. Huh?
It sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Mr. Rossetti,
yeah.
sir,
Yeah. I'm old blood, understand? I'm simple. Huh? I ran with gangs. We prove loyalty. You prove yourself first. You can ride with me. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Delore. He snaps at him. Get him up. Get him in the car. We're going to the house. Delore walks across, and having witnessed this weird bullshit, is really unnerved. He pauses for a while before stepping across and untying your binds and getting you up and out of the chair. They will then re-handcuff you behind your back, given you've now demonstrated a desire to attack people once after being so generously let go. And they're going to walk you out to the cop car where Wilson is leaning against it and having a cigarette. They're going to get you into the back seat. Rossetti is going to drive. With Delure also in the backseat with you, Wilson in the passenger. And as the car backs out and begins to turn away, you will notice Delure looking out the window a little bit like a sulking child. Like he's looking at it and wondering how his sweet bribery and corruption gig got turned into whatever the fuck this is. And he really doesn't want to go to this house, man. It sounds shit. Yeah. It sounds gross. Yeah. He's not keen. So the cop car probably has like a barrier between the front and the back. It's probably if you're really quiet, Jim. If you're really quiet, you might be able to talk to him. Do you want to chat to him?
I think let me think. It's a long drive. Can I brood over it for a while?
All right. We will park you there then as you head out. No, you can't heal any, unfortunately, James. You're
quite all right.
You're where you are. All right, let's tear back across to the dream team. Maureen and Carl. You pull into this little diner, the Blue Star Diner. It's got a big blue star on the top. That's how you know which one it is. There's no cars parked out the front. This, just like everywhere else, has just been screwed by no money. You two might have come here once or twice. The woman, actually,
It's an academic would probably like hang out at a diner. I don't think.
Carl.
I don't think a wealthy socialite would.
Yeah. All right. Let's say just for I think Carl, you could have come here before in the past. And when you were on your downswing, luck, fortune, and everything else wise, the woman running it, Ida Brody, may have helped you out a little bit. Here's the thing. So she, similar to Coom's relationship with Dr. Cavendish, she can't give you freebies in front of people. She also can't have vagrants hanging around because it would scare off any chance of paying customers. So it's sort of like a, hey, look, come late after night. I'll give you some expired product if we have it.
You can have some black coffee and a place to work that is well lit.
Exactly. But you're not to come in.
I can read my notes. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not to come in during the when it's busy or when there's other people around or things like that.
Lunch, yeah.
And as you turn up, there'd be like one or two cars there that are like making the drive up to Arkham or somewhere else. Not a ton though. You pull the car in, this big sort of huge, roaring engine, and kill the lights. What would the two of you like to do?
I think we go in. The proprietor is he's not a friend, but was a friend. But our situations we've been reversed. I have a rapport with the owner.
Well, then I would appreciate an introduction, Professor.
You know what? She has two beautiful children of her own. I think she will be very sympathetic to your plight. And if any of the man with the mouth friends himself came here, she would tell us.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay.
Let's be quick about it, though.
I'm gonna try and smooth my hair back a little bit and just.
Okay. The two of you get out of the car and head up towards the diner. As you head inside,
I don't look too bad, do I, Maureen? I don't look too scruffy. I mean, I'm pretty bad, but I don't.
Given the circumstances, I think we are.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. You're right.
All right. A small bell goes off as you head inside, and you can see a one of the booths is populated, and a few people are sitting at the bench.
The countertop.
Countertop,
Yeah.
thank you.
Bench thing.
The
They
bench
call it the
thing.
bench thing.
Gotcha.
That bench thing. Ida Brody is a sort of like late 50s woman with a big head of hair, very hardworking and fairly gruff and stern in general, but Carl, you are aware that she has a softer side or a willingness to help, but there is very much a not in front of customers. And as you come in, her eyes snap up at the prospect of business and then settle into a frown when she recognizes you and sees
some
your...
cash.
You did. She doesn't know that though necessarily, so she settles into a ground.
I would like to kind of just take a little bit like out of my like show her that I do actually have money today.
Okay. Her frown settles, and then she says, "All right, come in, take a seat, Mr. Rothstein and your friends. What can I do for you?"
This is two black coffees would be. Oh yeah. Oh, I need some coffee.
2 coffees done. She does seat you down the far end and in a booth where you will not be visible to other people, but she does serve you.
And this is my friend Maureen.
Maureen Frine, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Perhaps you better
Pleasure.
explain, Maureen.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Frine. She pulls the coffees and passes across to each of you and then stalls with the ready to take your order.
Miss Ida, my good friend, the professor here, says you could help us out, and I'd be mighty obliged if you could. It's about my daughter, Esther. She's only a sweet young thing at 12 years old, and she's the light of my life. And, well, frankly, I don't know what to do with myself now that she's missing.
Your kid's missing?
We think the person who took her may have come through here and may have done so regularly.
Well, listen, I'm not in the business of trading secrets. I keep things
we're not
honest
after
here.
secrets. We're not after secrets. This is a anything that, you know, if you were told it in confidence and asked to keep it in confidence, of course I respect that. If it was something you overheard because people were careless, I mean, that's not really a secret, right? And I'm just gonna I'm gonna take an extra bill out and put it on the table.
She looks at the bill and then puts her hand across it and says, "Listen, if your kid's missing, I'll try to help where I can. Give me any information. Some folks come through here, but we don't get a lot of traffic. Point me in the right direction at least."
I'm gonna describe Rossetti.
We're following a short, unpleasant man named Rossetti.
I never heard the name, but the man sounds familiar. He's come through here before.
I recognize his car.
You point out towards the car, and she looks at it and she says, "I do recognize that car. It's come through here a few times. Now, I'm not going to ask you what you're doing with it, because truth told, I don't want to know. But that Mr. Rossetti, he's come through here in the past with a group of 3 of his friends. Nasty sorts. Cruel, even, but they pay well enough, and money's tight. So I've served them."
I don't blame you at all, Ida. These nasty men are to blame.
They come here last night at all, by any chance?
They did. They would have come through pretty late. I keep things running all 24 hours. Any chance for business that I can get, we keep the lights on. But they came through it. Would have been 1, 2 in the morning last night. Timing wise, that would have probably been on the way to the Hooverville.
Do you overhear anything about what else they go, what direction they go in, any plans that you overheard?
Anything you heard would be helpful. This side, I think that night you saw them, that was when they were on the way to take my Hester.
You're saying these men, they took a kid?
My Esther and her young friend.
Her young friend.
I want to say Billy.
Yeah, I think it is Billy. I don't know, a little nerd.
I believe it is Billy, yes.
It is.
Right.
It is Billy.
If it's written on this page of notes I have, it's well hidden. Billy Spitzer, found it.
Nice.
She shakes her head in a sort of like a "what's the world coming to" kind of manner, and then she says, "I don't know where they came from, and they keep to themselves. Real hush talk, and they don't like people coming near them, so not easy to overhear anything. That said, whenever they come here, they come from the city. but I saw a car going late at night. I was up cleaning the grill, and it headed further out, followed this road north. Don't know what's up there, a couple of old estates and things, not a whole lot going on. At this point, Carl, I'll ask you to make an intelligence roll, please.
R.
And she is going to continue talking a little bit. Nice, on the nose. She keeps talking a little bit. She says, the people she travels with, real weird. That Rossetti of yours, the smaller, nastier one, he's mean enough, but he ain't half as sinister as the ones he travels with. One of them, something's wrong with his face or something. I would have guessed burn victim or similar. Wears a white sheet across it constantly. Eye holes cut out so he can see. I'm not quite sure what the intent is, but he keeps a hat on to secure it in the way. I saw a glimpse of it once when I leant over to serve him, and I smelt something sickly coming off of it. Like ointment or something rotten in his skin.
It's mighty helpful, Miss Ida. I'm glad to have an idea about the people we're going to tangle with.
Yeah,
But,
and also on that note, also there has been a little bit of an illness that follows these people around, and the sound of that, I don't.
But you say you
Either
think
maybe
they...
wash your hands after dealing with them, is all I'm saying.
We keep a clean
You
ship
say-
here, right? There's a couple things we can still do, but I appreciate
Them in
it.
particular.
Hey, Carl, you don't know what it is. A hunch,
Oh, no.
an instinct, something you've been following for a while. North of this road, there's one property you remember, and that's the house of your old friend, Professor Hawks. He used to have a fairly nice, large property that he hosted a couple of events at some time
Yes.
ago. It has since been... well, you don't know exactly, but the one time you tried to go there when you were following up after you were missing, you found it was shut, the gates barred, and no one coming or going.
It was very disappointing because he had all these optical things set up. He had a beautiful little home observatory. It was very, very helpful.
It was one of those
Wow.
old enough houses that it had a name. This is Prospect House.
I mean, yeah, that's the kind of place you would remember if it was your meaningful location on your character sheet.
Is it yours?
Yes.
Yes. Maureen,
As soon as Ida walks away, I'd probably say, oh, is the house up there? Is my missing friend Professor Hawk? Is Prospect House?
and
I'll
yes,
never forget that house as long as I live. That was where I shared my first dance with my dear Charles.
yep.
Oh, dear.
Hawks was a bit of a socialite. He used to throw some reasonably sized shindigs.
Which I
And
did not go
that's-
to because I don't do well at parties, but
Well, if that's where we're going. That's where we'll go.
it is the only one that I know of that is up that way.
It's
They have taken his house. They have taken his house. They've taken your daughter. They've taken his house. They take everything.
It's time to take it back.
gonna be a long night, and
I'm going to inhale some pancakes, scull some coffee, leave some bills.
leave some bills and make a group luck check.
What? Don't,
balls.
Dave.
Yes.
Leave us alone.
Oh yeah, that was gonna go way better than that. Yeah,
Just
that was
as
gonna
you're
go awesome. Yeah, cool,
unfolding the
great,
bills
awesome.
to
Love it.
leave them for the meal you paid for, another car pulls into the lot. It's
Shit.
the engine is rumbling
Shit.
a little bit as if
Shit.
it was impacted against something, and as the lights are killed, you see a large figure get out from the side, followed by a smaller one, and
Shit.
seated in the booth to the side where you were kind of hidden away a little bit, you will see Rossetti, Delore, Wilson, and Coombs, whose hands have now been shackled in front of him and a large jacket put over his shoulders so that it can kind of be disguised, enter into the diner and make their way as Rossetti will flag down Ida and gesture towards one of the booths. Jim.
Oh no, they will have seen the car, right? Have they seen the car?
Almost certain. Well, it's hard to go. I tell you what.
Don't
It's dark,
say it.
and it's towards the...
Don't.
I am way more excited if they didn't see the car. I think it's way more interesting.
right.
So let's not see the car yet, and they might notice it on the way out if you can't get out of here quick enough. You parked it off towards the side.
Let's,
Can I-
let's-
Which look, we would have. It's a stolen car.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah.
just parked
You're
directly in
playing
front of
the
the
field.
glaring lights from the diner. I mean, come on.
Can I have said something in the last bits of the
Of
trip?
course. James, you've been told that you are stopping off at a diner because it's going to be a long night of work and you're going to get a bit of caffeine up here. And then from here, it's not too far a drive. So this is like the last break. But the longer leg of this was to the diner. So yes, you can have. Let's flash back to that.
Perfect. Yes, so I would like to have leant over at one point towards the captain, and I don't really try and say much to him because he doesn't. I don't think I can appeal to his good nature that much because he's clearly willing to be not so good natured. But I think I would like to whisper something like, I know where enough evidence is to make all of this legal, and you could be the one who caught everything and stopped it. But then sort of before entering into a conversation with him, I'd like to actually turn and loudly start talking to Rossetti again and continue working the charm.
Oh yeah.
If it's all right, I'll say, the Romans, their leaders were warriors. The smart men back then, they served the people with strong arms and strong drive. And Caesar, he was a general, a leader of men, and he bent the whole world. He would have taken more unless he was killed by one of the thugs at his right hand. And I'll let my eyes just flick over for a second as if just, incidentally, I wasn't suggesting anything, towards the thug at his right hand, or left. I don't know how the car orientations are.
Which side are we on? American, they're on the right. Yeah, so left. That is very funny. See if Wilson can pick up on it. I'm not confident. Rossetti loves this Caesar take. He's very interested in some kind of emperor title. He thinks that's quite cool. He also, as he gets really jazzed about it, starts driving more and more erratically as he's still shirtless this whole time. He has the gun like just between his legs under the seat so he can keep the access.
So you're going to say between his, held in the stomach mouth.
Oh my God.
Not quite. And as
it's
you
like
start...
a cup holder.
You keep your Slurpee in it.
No.
As you start kind of hyping him...
Put a hole at the bottom and the straw in the top, you can slurp from both sides.
Oh,
No, you can't, James. Don't say that.
thanks, Jim.
As you start like hyping him up, he starts recklessly veering the car across the road. There's not many people driving this late at night, but he takes every opportunity he can to basically play chicken with oncoming traffic as you rally up. And then he starts doing the he starts drumming on the wheel and stuff. He's just getting amped as hell. He's so stoked. He thinks he's got his little posse together. He thinks it rules. For Delure, do you have psychology reasonably?
I do. That is something I have a decent amount at.
Can you give me a little...
Do we make psychology?
Yes,
check?
Please. We get information regardless, but he's not jumping up the opportunity. If anything, when you mention all the legal stuff, he looks not unimpressed. If anything, he possibly maybe looks more dejected. Like you're seeing a man probably trapped between a rock and a hard place. It doesn't seem like you've necessarily offered him an out here, and one that he's that keen to take.
I getcha.
As this happens, you pull into the diner, and as Rossetti gets out and screams a battle cry about pancakes and coffee, you will head into the diner. And actually, Dr. Coombs, why don't you go ahead and give us a spot hidden check? Let's see if you can notice the others. They will notice you. That's a given because they're watching the area, but they've been kind of intentionally sequestered off to the side. Yeah, hey, that's Rossetti's car off the side of the road, and hey, there's strangers in that back thing. You just spot Carl's head look around the side, then dart back, and then Maureen's head pop out and dart back. What do the three of you want to do?
Let's get to the back door. Let's not make any trouble from Miss Ida. Let's get back to the back door.
Okay.
Make our
Keep
exit.
Miss Ida out of this. Yes. Hopefully, if the doctor has seen us, maybe he can make an escape.
Or just slow him down so that we can get away.
The doctor also has like a bandage across his head where he was clocked by the pistol and looks a bit faint as he gets like taken to the to the seats. He's kind of shoved a bit by Rossetti in what Rossetti probably thinks is a playful manner. Almost stumbles and then sits down.
But if they are here, if they've come this way, then they are going this way. They are going to the same place.
Yeah, we can't do anything for him now, but we can meet him
No.
up with him at the house.
We can get there first and ambush them.
We can get there first.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe,
But the car is so
maybe-
loud. The car is so
maybe-
loud.
Try
That
to
car
pick
is
up
so loud.
Arthur before we get out there. Just one more pair of hands. If Art's gonna be back next week, is that right?
Yeah, I think Art is back next
Great.
week. Now Arthur was arrested, so
Oh, was he?
Arthur might already be there.
Arthur might already be there. Yeah, Arthur might have had a little. We'll figure it out.
I wasn't sure if he was arrested.
We
Like,
left
for
it up
real,
in
though.
the. We left it
I
up
guess
in
we
the.
don't
Honestly, we
know.
actually had Coombs get arrested. Maybe Arthur did escape it. Arthur will turn up as necessary. We will.
Not that we would know.
The stars will align and everyone will play the game.
Let's get to the house.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
So you slide a couple of bills on the table. Now here's the thing. There probably isn't like an easy access.
We can get through the kitchen. Ida's sympathetic.
I'm gonna make
I
a very
just
scared face,
moderately
and
sympathetic. You are what this sounds like is
and I'm
scaring
going to
paying
take a few more
customers
bills
to
out
me.
of, I'm taking a few more bills out of my pocket. That should get a very big tip.
Okay, so you leave as much money as you could you could fit on the table. Where are you heading? You're gonna try and vault the thing and
Well,
head to
if she's put us in a booth at the back corner, it's probably the one closest to the kitchen.
the kitchen. Okay.
Well, no, I'm saying we just ask Ida, hey, can you get us out the back?
Okay.
without any
All right.
attention?
Ida heads
And
over.
It's going to be less trouble for everybody.
I can dig it. All right, so in that case, Ida heads over and helps everyone out with coffee. As she does, she lingers for a moment looking at you, Dr. Coombs, whose hands are handcuffed under the table and you have a head wound. And she will look at you, swallow her words, and not say anything.
I don't call her on it, but I start to look visibly nervous about that. When she walks off, I might lean over to Rossetti and say, I go to say, sir, then catch myself. General,
Your
I'm
Honor.
worried I might, if I'm here, they might not serve you right, treat you the way you deserve. I can wait outside by the car. I can't go anywhere. We're far from everything.
He fully leans over and moves to put a finger across your lips, and he says, you don't need to worry about that anymore. This is the new order of things, all right? We pay them. They bring us what you want. You don't need to be afraid of anything. And he puts the gun on the table and lounges back. His shirt is unbuttoned down to the one just on top of his navel. So you can peek at a couple of the wounds underneath it, but you can't actually see them more. And when Brody comes back, she sees the gun, flinches, but does not say anything, and just starts to divide out coffee once more.
I mean, the police captain is also at the table. I mean, what's she gonna do?
Yeah.
That's the person she would call, yeah. Do you want to try and make a social skill roll, though, Jim, to make a case for, really got to get out of here? He seems to want you by his side and kind of...
you're sick, you're injured, man. Start swaying and
No, I don't.
Or...
I am not a fast talker. I think if I'm trying for a fast talk, I'm going to have one shot at it. So I think for the meantime, I continue to play the sycophant.
Okay.
Yeah, my one shot is that he didn't take a ton of damage when he got hit by Maureen.
I think he took 1 damage or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I know,
I
it's
don't even have the
heartbreaking.
angle of can I treat you? I think so. I'm just going to hold for the time being, holding pattern.
Okay.
I sit in the chair with the jacket over me, hands cuffed, head wound, going.
Eventually leaning forward to grasp at the coffee mug and bring it to your face, revealing the handcuffs of the world, but no one does nothing. They wouldn't move against Rossetti, and especially not with the chief of police in his cadre. Ida steps away from there and we'll return to the other two. Jim, unless you had something else you wanted to say?
My one thought is, could what I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to fast talk. I'm just out the front, so I don't want to do something underhanded here. Is there a way I can make a combination of charm, medicine, pharmacy to work on getting him as drunk as possible?
I can see it. No, I can see it. I really like it. I can see you going your angle of it's going to be a long night. Here's to whatever. it's a risk, this one. This is you kind of beginning to play your hand. So far, you've just been collecting cards. This is you beginning to use some of them.
No, save the
So I'm not
card.
actually going to make it hard. Sorry, it's going to be a straight roll, but this is beginning to be like, you screw this one. He goes a bit like, all right, whose team are you on?
So let's save the cards for
Play
now.
it safe. Okay. Just keep building them. Ida steps away.
We also have
And
to make that usual Call of Cthulhu, rallying cry. Oh, it is Prohibition.
I think
We all
actually,
forget.
I don't think it is.
I think it's ended. We're in the 30s
it's
now, so I think
ended.
it
What year
has
is
it
it?
has wrapped 30 something.
What year is
Yeah.
it? Prohibition was until 33.
I have a date somewhere. Hang on, introduction. It was still 33.
Yeah.
It is 32. It is still prohibition.
There you go.
There we go. So Ida steps away from this little unlikely group and finds the two of you in the corner and all of your nervous energy. She looks at the bill, which has like a pile of cash on top of it.
We have to get out of here quietly. Help.
Chance, we can hit at the back.
Look, I'm sympathetic. I appreciate the difficulties. I cannot risk myself, not in front of them. That man has a gun on the table currently, and the chief of police is next to him. I am sorry. I cannot risk helping you. You can stay here, though, until they leave.
Ida, I understand.
Maureen, that
can't risk
Maureen, that may be
yourself,
better.
but you understand the position I'm in, that I can't do anything but risk everything for my Esther. Can I charm her?
You can. This is going to be hard.
We're just asking for a
I
way
know,
out
but
the
this is
back.
her risking. She has kids of her own, as we've established. This would be her risking saving the two of you in front of the people you're fleeing from. One who has a gun on the table and is insane, and the other one is the chief of police. She would be so thoroughly dicked if this.
Sorry, I wanted to interrupt you with like a extreme
Wait,
success, and that'd be peak
Which
comedy.
does
but
regularly
instead, no.
happen as I'm setting stakes. Is like, and it's a crit. You could lock it if you have the points.
Oh boy, do
45.
I?
Actually, don't think you do.
30 points of luck? No, I have 19.
She leans across and she'll cut you off and she says, "I'm sorry. I won't tell them you're here. You can stay here until they go. Keep quiet. They won't see you in the corner. I cannot help you." And then she will collect
That's
the
okay, Ida.
notes
I understand.
and
Maybe
steps
some
away.
more coffee, though, in the meantime.
That I can do. She will refill
Thank
your
you.
cups and step away.
Maureen,
So we gotta
we are
book
going...
it, right?
So where you are,
Maureen,
if
it's okay.
your
No.
current just set the
We're
scene.
going to-
You could, if you go for the main door, you would have to walk along the I've forgotten the word for it
Awesome.
again. The thing that people sit
Counter?
at. The counter.
Bar.
The bar. You would have to walk along that and then
Counter.
turn a left. Technically, Rossetti is looking across it and looking at you. You would be very
Surely-
lucky. You would need a distraction. Or you like fully slide under the counter through the little thing that people come and go through, and then actually like commando crawl
Out
on
the
the other
back.
side through the kitchen.
I'm thinking about the diner layout, like that I've seen. Like if we're around the corner and you can't see us from the front door, then the bathrooms be nearby because you don't want us to be able to see the bathrooms from the front door either.
I'd pay that.
So surely we can get to the bathroom and then chipping
Like out a
one of
window
those
or
high
something?
windows. Yeah.
I don't know if I've got another window in me, Maureen. But no, this might actually be better because if we could hear anything they say, if Rossetti, he's prone to yelling, we could hear him yelling, we could get more information. But if we peel out in that car, they are going to see us, they are going to follow us. Our surprise element, blown, gone. If we follow them,
Alright.
then we can make sure that we are going to the same place.
How about one
And
of
we get
us?
there and we follow them and they do not know we are there.
All right. How about one of us stay put, listen to what we can. One of us maybe just check the bathroom, see what our escape route is like.
It's
Maureen?
a risk, Maureen, but
Maureen is determined to get an event and do some diehard shit.
No, Maureen's determined to get out of here and get to a dog.
Jackson's determined to get a cliffhanger.
My
But
other
give me
one.
the car keys, please. If you are taken with the car keys, then we are.
I don't think we really have a way to communicate the three of us. Definitely not a conversation, but even just sort of getting an idea if I can see that they're trapped.
And also, genuinely,
I'm
again,
thinking-
because of just how shithouse your guys' luck is, it just so happens Rossetti is the one facing towards you all.
Yeah.
And Dr. Coombs, you are facing away from them. Like it's
Yep,
the odds are stacked against you.
makes sense.
We know, Dave. You don't have to tell us.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm thinking I could propose a toast, but I'm so holding on to cards, I don't think I do because I don't know if it's going to work. maybe if I see them, if I see Rossetti's eyes track, I've got pretty good psychology. If I see anyone at the table start to get suspicious of people behind, I will suddenly propose a toast very loudly.
I'll pay that. And you are also kind of engaging Rossetti in just general suck-uppery. So you're keeping him stoked. You're telling him more about the glory of the Legion and his forthcoming rise to power.
Absolutely.
And then occasionally your eyes are tracking down to the gross stomach, mouth, and then looking back away. He seems not self-conscious about it.
I really stress on all of the bits about how leaders kept getting killed by other tough guys near them.
Wilson's enjoying his coffee. You can try for it. You can make a fast talk roll if you want to try and thread that information through, James.
It's thematic, purely thematic.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I thematically jump out the window. No,
you do not.
Professor, by all means, you listen to see what you can hear. I just want to have a look at the bathroom and see what our prospects are like.
Okay. They might be pretty bleak. Can you leave the keys for me? If you are taken with the keys, we are both screwed.
I mean, if I'm going to the back and you're staying here, I mean, it's
you know
much more likely I'm further away.
I can probably do. You know what? I can probably. You take the keys. I think I would be okay if I have to be.
All right.
Looking at my electrical repair score.
Now, Alex, Jackson betrayed us in the last scenario, so maybe you do want to just grab those keys real quick, because the boy's got a track record, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but last time I betrayed you because I did what my mum told me, and this time I might betray you because I want to save my daughter.
That is better. We are improving.
I guess family really is stronger than the losers you meet in a campaign.
Still betrayal.
just for what it's worth.
I can't argue that.
Just so you know.
Maureen, do you want to try and get to the bathrooms, that being said?
I would love that. So thank you for the offer. I will take it. I appreciate that.
You can make
I will get to the bathrooms that being seen.
You can make a stealth roll.
There's always a condition.
Now, before you roll,
there?
James, you can try and distract if you want to go for a charm roll or something. This will provide Maureen with a bonus dice.
Sure, absolutely. Thematically, I see the eyes, like, what was that over there? And I seize up a bottle at this point and I say, I think we should toast to the new world. I will make a charm roll.
Okay, go for it.
I'll make a hard success on that charm roll.
He is completely drawn into it. He also will stir Delure and Wilson into doing the same. And he punches back a shot and follows it with coffee, the old one too. And as this happens, Maureen steps out, gathers her jacket around her, and steps quietly and quickly towards the bathroom. Maureen, do go ahead and give me a stealth roll, though. Bonus dice. Okay. There is there is a clatter,
Jackson?
As your shoe catches a a small wheelie tray to the side and a dish clatters down. You vanish around the side and into the bathrooms quickly, but Rossetti looks up towards it and hears the commotion and knows that there are people down that way. For the moment, not complete, it's not a shooting offense, but he is aware that you are around the side and in the bathrooms. Jim, did you want to clarify something?
As the clatter happens and he looks up, can I like push the roll here to try and get another bonus die or something? Can I try and seize in, or is there nothing really I can do to help?
With a hard, you have kept his attention on you. He is just aware. He has from his perspective, all he's heard is someone's gone to the bathroom. There's people down that way.
Gotcha.
He'd kind of mentally gone, oh, that where's area. It doesn't seem fussed about it, but if stuff starts happening, he's aware someone's gone into the bathroom. And like if they don't come back or something, maybe that twigs him. We don't know. Maureen, you head around the side and into the bathrooms. As you step inside, you look up and
yeah, I know.
Yeah. Can you make a luck roll for me?
I know.
There is a window large enough to fit you and Carl out from it. It is open, and there is a bin underneath that you could easily clamber out through it. Not only that, your car is parked nearby, and you are smelling freedom, baby.
What? What? I mean, the 2 luck rolls I made, the snow was just, is the window open?
That's true.
That's the kind of game we're playing. That's where we're at this session.
All right.
Yeah.
back out of the bathroom, just wave over Carl.
You can just.
Hey, we can just go.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you can try and get a note to Carl. Jim?
It just in a moment of just, I've never realized this because you can't luck a luck roll, obviously, but you can luck that down to an extreme, bizarrely.
Because it's a 5 to an 18. Yeah, you're right. You can chase the lower numbers.
15, you will be 3 over 15.
Yeah, that's funny.
Success. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. You can do that. Yeah, because in the past you can't luck to it regular, but you can do a harder extreme.
You can luck
That's
into
hilarious.
it.
That's right. You
make
don't
a
need it. You've got it.
now
You've got it covered. Do not get a
that
spreadsheet.
figures
open.
out. There's like a graph that like shows you like this is what you want. This is your current luck. This is what you like roll, and then here's the equation that shows you where you can do that.
Yeah.
That's my weekend gone.
Tune in next week as Jackson walks us through his spreadsheet. Okay. You vanish around the side, and with the attention kept, Carl, if you want to go for it, you will get a bonus dice on your stealth roll as well.
I want to go for it. I'm going for it.
All right. You hit the deck, squirm out from under the table, and try and vault round the side before anyone can notice you.
I'm not stealthy. I might be getting to the house with the doctor, by the way. So
Just immediately arrested. All right. Come on. That's
I can
good.
like that.
You have a
I can
bonus.
like
You have a
it.
bonus. You have a bonus.
I do, but I've also. Oh.
One
He's
point
good.
hard.
The doctor has, the professor has so far shown himself to be shockingly physically capable. Not at attacking, but a great track record. Actually, I think you did knock the gun out of his hand at some point too. I don't know, just
I knocked the gun out of his hand. I've aced both my stealth rolls.
flip through a window.
I have jumped out of a window.
Having a great time. And great news, we're back through windows again.
Back through windows.
You slip around the side before anyone can notice, and then Maureen and Carl both shimmy up the window, drop out to the outside of the diner, having left your bill paid and well tipped, and retreat to the car, which you can start and make your way to Prospect House, unless there's anything more you would like to do.
Carl Rostin, my man.
My
Let's do
man.
it.
All right.
This was great. This wasn't a cliffhanger, but it was the best like end of the second act we've
Yeah.
ever had.
Yeah,
Like, right?
that fully rules.
We're so,
Not for
we're
you,
so
Jim.
good.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're still
Jim,
kinda
unfortunately, it
screwed,
sucks
but
for you. You're in an
we're
awful
good.
situation.
I put it together by having the toast that I do. I'm laying it on thick. It's a Last Supper one, and I stay on the Judas stuff a little more before having that drink.
I like Jim constantly reminding that he is saying all this Judas stuff, and then immediately walking it back when there's any suggestion of a roll being made. Like, it's a light touch.
Because
It's a
not
light
me.
touch.
I'm not the traitor. It's Wilson and the other guy. Kill them.
Wilson, who was oblivious and honestly not that impressed. Delura, yes, maybe. All right, Jim, unless there's anything more you want to do, you'll punch down a couple of espressos, some delicious panned cakes, and get on the way.
Yeah, that makes
Okay, then.
sense.
So, as we wrap our session, night has well and truly fallen. Darkness settles over the hills, and our 3 investigators, maybe 4, in their different cars, peel away from the Blue Star Diner and make their way to Prospect House. It's not far from here, but when the headlights eventually find it, they will see a massive rusted gate closed with a newer and more modern-looking lock. The lights pass through, you can see overgrown gardens, and in the distance, a multi-story mansion, seen before by Carl when he studied with his old friend, seen before by Maureen when she attended dances, and it was sort of illuminated and beautiful, but now fallen apart and creaking as it settles down lower into the ground. Somewhere here is your daughter, in grave peril, and time is running out to save her. And that is where we're going to end this session. All right.
Good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Cracking content.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for playing, and thank you everyone for tuning in and watching with us. We will be back. Danke. We will be back at the same time next week to conclude Bleak Prospect. And we will also, at that time, let you know the next one we're running and who's going to be running it and everything. So tune in shortly, and we hope we'll see you there. See you in a week. Ciao.